You can now join as a member right from your phone. Become a member to watch the next episode before it's released. Thank you. Facing the joint assault of Xiaoyan and Lin Dong, even the heavenly evil god found it difficult to withstand. Picking up from before, as the two of them finished writing, the mysterious firmament list suddenly emitted a thunderous roar. A mysterious aura spread across the two surnames inscribed upon it. At this moment, Qin Tian and many other Sangrad experts all sensed something. Their gazes turned toward the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor. They saw a mysterious, unfathomable force descend from the heavens, enveloping them both. Looking at the two figures now, Qin Tian and the others even felt an urge to worship. A mysterious radiance condensed at the foreheads of the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor. In the end, a flame sigil formed on the Flame Emperor's brow, while an ancient talisman mark appeared on the Martial Ancestor's forehead. These two marks were like imprints of the world itself, making them appear incomparably noble. So this is the firmament list. Mu Chen stared at the boundless firmament list, his body trembling uncontrollably. He could feel it. The blood within his body was beginning to boil. His 5 fingers slowly clenched as a firm voice murmured, "In this lifetime, I seek only to have my name inscribed upon the list." With the completion of the inscriptions by the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor, the firmament list vanished without a trace within mere breaths. However, the lingering, terrifying pressure in the heavens and earth clearly reminded everyone that a world-shaking event had just occurred. At the northern desolate hill, countless burning and reverent gazes fixed upon the two towering figures in the void. At this moment, the terrifying fluctuations emanating from the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor were many times stronger than before. The numerous heavenly sovereigns all revealed expressions of joy. Previously, the appearance of the heavenly evil god had brought them deep despair. After all, that overwhelming strength was enough to crush all late-stage Sangrad experts of the Great Thousand World. But now both the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor had left their names upon the firmament list. Although only half completed, it signified that they had begun to transform, grasping that mysterious power of the world. With the two of them present, the heavenly evil god was no longer an invincible existence. However, outside the void, the heavenly evil god and Saint Heaven Demon Emperor stood watching, especially the heavenly evil god. He had never expected this. He had believed that with the fall of the immortal Great Emperor, the Great Thousand World would no longer have any opponents. Yet now 2 experts capable of leaving their names on the firmament list had emerged. Under countless gazes, the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor raised their heads and looked at the heavenly evil god. A calm voice like thunder echoed across the heavens. "It seems your extraterritorial evil race will not achieve your goal of invading the Great Thousand World today." The heavenly evil god's expression darkened as he replied coldly, "You two have only completed half of it. What qualifications do you have to speak to me like this? In that case, please enlighten us, heavenly evil god." The Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor did not waste words. They stepped forward. At once it was as if boundless spiritual energy gathered from all directions. The Flame Emperor clenched his hand. A black heavy ruler appeared within it. With a sudden slash, it transformed into a 10,000 Zhang ruler light that shot forward. As it swept through, it actually split heaven and earth apart. The Martial Ancestor clenched his fist and punched out. A green dragon fist light soared into the sky. The azure dragon roared, its mouth condensing an 8-colored spiritual radiance of unmatched ferocity, as if it could destroy heaven and earth. This time the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor were even more terrifying than before. "I would like to see just how much substance there is in your so-called inscription on the list." The heavenly evil god snorted coldly. The evil eye on his forehead flickered wildly as endless demonic energy poured into it. In the next instant it burst forth. Devouring world evil beast. The demonic light shot out and rapidly expanded, transforming into a gigantic dark beast with a piercing roar. The moment it appeared, the ruler light that split heaven and earth slashed toward it. The beast roared and swung its massive dark claw. That single strike was enough to crush any late-stage Sankrad expert into nothingness. However, when the ruler light passed by, the beast's enormous body stiffened for a moment. Then a miserable roar echoed across the heavens. Its giant claw was directly severed. At the same time, the azure dragon descended from the sky. Its mouth opened as an 8-colored dragon breath erupted forth, mercilessly striking the dark beast's massive body. The beast was blasted backward, and the evil light around it dimmed significantly. Clearly it had been heavily injured. In this lightning-fast clash, the heavenly evil god had already fallen into a disadvantage, facing two beings whose names were on the firmament list. Even he found it hard to resist. From the northern desolate hill, deafening cheers erupted. All the heavenly sovereigns were filled with excitement. On the contrary, the side of the extraterritorial evil race fell into silence. The expressions of the demon emperors turned as dark as water. Ha! Good, very good. Do you really think this god is weakened? The heavenly evil god stared coldly at the retreating dark beast, a ferocious glint flashing in his eyes. With a sudden wave of his sleeve, rolling demonic energy swept toward the countless demonic shadows behind him. Wherever it passed, those shadows were crushed, their essence blood devoured, rapidly strengthening him. This sudden scene shocked the experts of the extraterritorial evil race. But no matter how they tried to flee, they were turned into streams of essence blood. Clearly, to quickly recover his strength, the heavenly evil god had begun to act without restraint. All lesser clans heed my command. Each clan shall offer one demon emperor as blood sacrifice. The cold voice of the Saint Heaven Demon Emperor rang out. The faces of the various clans instantly became complicated. For them, losing a demon emperor was a devastating blow. Yet under the cold gazes of the major clan leaders, they had no room to refuse. Soon one demonic figure after another rose into the air. The heavenly evil god nodded in satisfaction. With another wave of his sleeve, terrifying demonic energy engulfed them. Do not worry. After conquering the great thousand world, this god will compensate you. His icy voice echoed. Then he inhaled deeply. All the essence blood filling the heavens was swallowed into his body. With such vast power absorbed, the light of his evil eye surged dramatically. Demonic halos emerged behind him one after another, and his aura soared at an astonishing rate. In just a few breaths, the demonic pressure caused the entire northern desolate hill to tremble violently. As his power grew more terrifying, Mu Chen and the others suddenly realized in horror. The other two closed evil eyes on his forehead, began to tremble, and slowly opened. 5 evil eyes opened simultaneously. In that instant, endless demonic energy surged violently, making the heavenly evil god resemble a world-destroying demon. Even the undying Lord trembled as he rasped. In the ancient era, when the immortal great emperor fought him, he only opened 4 eyes. Everyone felt a chill in their hearts. That meant the current heavenly evil god was even stronger than in ancient times. Under countless horrified gazes, the heavenly evil god slowly spread his hands, feeling the surging destructive power within his body. A satisfied expression appeared on his face. He lowered his head slightly. 5 evil eyes locked onto the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor. A voice filled with destruction and brutality echoed across the heavens. To force this god to open 5 eyes, you too may die without regret. This was a battle that would determine the fate of the Great Thousand World. Xiaoyan Lin Dong and the heavenly evil god had all developed killing intent. They began to unleash their ultimate killing techniques, vowing to completely annihilate their opponent. Continuing from before, 5-eyed evil god, the Flame Emperor and the Martial Ancestor stared solemnly at the figure that resembled a demonic god. At this moment, the heavenly evil god was undeniably terrifyingly powerful. Even the two of them could feel immense pressure. This demon, truly unfathomable, the Flame Emperor sighed. Beside him, killing intent surged within the Martial Ancestor's eyes as he said coldly, "No matter how strong he is, today we will completely destroy him." Exactly what I had in mind, the Flame Emperor smiled faintly. As his voice fell, both of their bodies trembled violently. In the next instant, boundless spiritual power gathered behind them, forming vast oceans of energy. With a wave of his sleeve, countless points of light burst forth from the Flame Emperor's spiritual power ocean, rapidly condensing and compressing into a sky filled with burning fire lotuses. Each lotus contained destructive fluctuations. Behind the martial ancestor, his spiritual power ocean evolved into lightning ice darkness and other elements, which then shot out violently. These mixed energies merged and separated unpredictably profound and nearly impossible to defend against. The Flame Emperor and the martial ancestor showed no mercy from the very start. Such an offensive caused even the heavenly demon emperors to turn pale and retreat. Only the heavenly evil god stood expressionless in the void, his 5 evil eyes flickering with eerie light. He looked at the overwhelming attack and said indifferently, "Evil cascade." Behind him, endless demonic energy surged upward before pouring down like a massive black waterfall, blocking in front of him. The countless fire lotuses roared forward and plunged into the dark waterfall. Violent blazing shockwaves erupted, blasting the waterfall apart. Before it could recover, lightning, ice, and flames followed, colliding violently within it. The berserk energy swept outward, completely destroying the dark waterfall. In the end, the power of both sides gradually dissipated, leaving behind only a collapsing void. 3 cold gazes met. The Flame Emperor clenched his hand, a heavy black ruler appearing in his grasp as he shot toward the heavenly evil god. Heavenly Flame, eternal ruler. Flames gathered before him, forming a gigantic fiery ruler. The heavy ruler in his hand merged with it like a blade entering its sheath, becoming one. With each swing, terrifying fluctuations erupted. Thunder Emperor Scepter. Lightning coiled around the martial ancestor's hand as a thunderous scepter appeared. With a flash of lightning beneath his feet, he pierced through space and appeared before the heavenly evil god. Slash! The flaming ruler descended as if splitting heaven and earth apart. The entire space was engulfed in blazing heat. The Thunder Emperor Scepter swept through the air, with raging thunder dragons coiling around it, each after-image carrying destructive power. The Flame Emperor and martial ancestor attacked simultaneously, their might shaking heaven and earth. Even the heavenly evil god dared not underestimate them. His expression darkened as he clenched his hand. Endless demonic light gathered, forming a ferocious black spear. Countless faces seemed to emerge on it, emitting piercing shrieks capable of destabilizing spiritual power and causing it to explode. The heavenly evil god thrust the spear forward. In the next instant, 2 spear shadows roared out like demonic dragons, colliding head-on with the flaming ruler and thunder scepter. The clash rang like metal striking metal, followed by storm-like shockwaves. Space itself collapsed, visibly unable to withstand the impact. Mu Chen and Qin Tian were visibly shaken. This level of battle, just the residual energy alone, was unbearable. Outside the northern desolate hill, 3 nearly invisible figures clashed like lightning. Flaming ruler, thunder scepter, demonic spear. Each collision unleashed destructive waves. Within minutes, they had exchanged thousands of blows. A massive demonic spear transformed into 10,000 Jiang demonic light, colliding fiercely with the ruler and scepter. Shockwaves erupted, sending all 3 flying backward. They quickly stabilized themselves, their expressions growing more serious. "You two are no weaker than the immortal emperor of the past. The fortune of the great thousand world is truly remarkable," the heavenly evil god said darkly. The martial ancestor coldly replied, "This fiend is too strong. We cannot hold back." The Flame Emperor exhaled deeply and nodded. After closing his eyes briefly, he opened them again, emperor flames blazing within. The flames surged out, enveloping his body. The vast spiritual power ocean behind him ignited, boiling violently. A 10,000 Jiang multicolored fire lotus slowly rose into the sky. Each color represented a different heavenly flame. An indescribable fluctuation spread from its shocking countless experts. At the same time the martial ancestor acted, 8 ancient runes of different colors appeared around him, drawing upon the power of the world. Going all out, are we? But do you really think I would fear you? The heavenly evil god sneered. His expression turned cold as demonic energy surged. Even with his 5 eyes activated, he dared not underestimate them. Under countless shocked gazes, the gigantic fire lotus hovered above the flame emperor. The 8 ancient runes around the martial ancestor spun rapidly, channeling world power. Above the heavenly evil god, endless demonic energy gathered into a viscous swamp-like mass. Everyone could see both sides had unleashed their killing intent to the extreme. After a brief standoff, 3 voices roared simultaneously, shaking heaven and earth. Buddha's wrath flame lotus. The massive fire lotus shot out blooming as it released destructive energy. 8 runes annihilation. A beam of annihilation light shot forth. 5-eyed god-slaying diagram. A pitch-black demonic diagram burst forth from the sea of demonic energy. All eyes were fixed on the 3 world-destroying attacks tearing through the void. Because this clash would very likely determine the fate of the Great Thousand World.